Good evening, Central Indiana, and welcome to JTH Construction Studio, where tonight we have members of the group called COAD, and we will get to that momentarily. But first, let me talk about my sponsors because they help me pay the bills. Once again, we are live at JTH Construction Studio. Get a hold of Joe Hankins for all your construction needs, 765-913-8599. American Basement Solutions, Mr. Larry Ralph Sr., 1-877-409-2837. How you doing, Corey? Fathom Real Estate, Teresa Messmer, 765-341-8911. Wellspring with Mr. Bob Goodrum and Company, 765-346-6661. The Yard Barber, Andrew Payton, 765-318-4108. Wayman's Furniture Appliance and Mattress, give Mark a call at 765-342-4339. Livewire, Tommy Walls Group, Electrical Consulting, 765-792-4012. Kids Comfort Systems, give Caleb Stitt a call at 765-346-0195. Logan's Cosmos, 765-318-3388, and I think she's got some July deals coming up. Let's not forget our ladies at Hometown Nutrition, 765-315-0738, protein shakes, iced coffee, boosted teas, and smoothies. Drink the Creek, Cedar Creek this weekend is the Barracuda, that is the Heart Tribute Band, and Crush, that is the Bon Jovi Tribute Band. That should be a fantastic show. And hopefully we'll have good weather. And Zach will be on. Zach's going to zoom in later tonight, and we're going to discuss the weather for this weekend. He's got some concerns. But for now, we have a group. We have a couple members of the group, President and Vice President. Mr. Depoy, how you doing, sir?
I'm very good, thank you.
And Terry Isom, he is the Vice President.
Thank you, Kevin.
Of a group called COAD. And Del, you're going to have to explain to me in detail exactly what COAD is, if you would, sir, and we'll go from there.
All right. Well, COAD is a community organization active in disasters. So COAD is a network of organizations, churches, agencies, businesses, individuals that can come together to help the community respond to a disaster, okay, and to recover from a disaster. So it's a network coordinating.
Logistics side of coordinating, specifically stationed here in Martinsville, or is this Morgan County wide?
It's Morgan County wide.
Morgan County wide. So you're looking for businesses and organizations county-wide to join up with.
Yes, and we will work with the Martinsville EMA, okay, Emergency Management Agency out on Lincoln Hill. So we work with them, and that is our staff. Okay, we support that group.
Okay, so but you yourself, you're not a government agency, because no. I'm sure that question will be asked.
No, we are not. We are not for profit.
We are, a 501c3.
Okay.
Not for profit. We're totally volunteer staffed. There's no paid positions here. This is all Morgan County citizens coming together to prepare for, and in the case of a disaster, assist to the best of our abilities.
Sure.
Morgan County residents.
What brought you, gentlemen? Who was the founder of this group, or is this a nationwide?
It's a nationwide.
Okay.
Morgan County is a little bit behind in getting theirs established.
Okay.
Through FEMA on Homeland Security, okay, they felt that if every county had an infrastructure that they could work through, it would expedite their efficiencies as well as help recovery more efficient. Okay?
Right.
Yep.
So we're playing catch up then, is what we're doing now.
Right now, yes.
I'm sure we're not the last. But
Right.
We're not the last.
Right.
There are not that many counties in Indiana that currently have a COAD, and
okay, I was going to ask, how many counties are in the state doing that?
I don't know.
Last I counted, I think there was between 14 and 17 counties with a COAD.
But I mean, this is something to put on the resume for our county if we want to establish and up and running.
Oh, true.
I mean, you want to have that emergency preparedness. We've been lucky. We've been hit, but we've not been wiped out. Fortunately,
we've been very fortunate
by some communities across the state and across the nation that have, and been involved in a few of those. And logistics are a nightmare, and that the need for this in our county is astronomical.
Even though we have not been hit severely, we have been hit.
Yes,
And there are Morgan County residents who have suffered. Okay. And I think our existence would have helped them, I think, a little bit more faster. Okay.
Well, we
Maybe,
already have
but-
some nonprofits in Morgan County that really step up. I mean, the recent tornadoes, we saw churches and mission immediately step up
Yes, they did.
and
Yes.
turn out and just provided outstanding amount of support just right now. And they were well ahead of the curve of anybody else that was coming in from the outside to provide service to our citizens. So that's what we're wanting to do with the COAD, is work with and coordinate with those agencies so that we can direct volunteers and supplies and donations coming in from other parts to support the community and direct those as efficiently and effectively as we can to support the needs of our citizens.
So if I were an organization or business in town, what could I do? What is needed to be involved with your program, and who would I contact?
We're reaching out right now through Facebook. Okay. But what we want from a business, actually the infrastructure of the COAD is a membership organization.
Right.
Okay. And each member, we have an annual meeting, and the membership would elect a board to serve them for the next year. Okay. And so whether you're an individual or a business, if we had your name is saying, yes, we are a member, and here is our liaison to your COAD. Okay. And then we have a direct link with that business or that church or that organization. So when we do have one, we can reach out and say, okay,
Here's
There we
here's
go.
what we got. So you guys are pulling resources in from all over the community and setting up in preparedness for if and when.
Yeah, we actually want to coordinate the entire county
mhm.
because nobody says the next disaster is going to be here in Martinsville.
And I'm getting off topic here a little bit, but you guys thought about having a town hall or a gathering or a business day or something like that?
Well, we did, and then
See, I didn't know
COAD
about
hit,
that. Oh, okay.
and everything got shut down, and so and it stopped our efforts of of getting
All
people
together.
together. And
Exactly. it really.
So we're in a relaunching mode. Okay. And now without newspapers and people, that is hard to get the word out. I mean, thanks to you, okay, and Facebook and social media, we're trying it that way.
Trying to build it back up.
And then once we get an infrastructure going, and we can try to do a launch of a bigger meeting.
Exactly. And get the volunteers in the organization put together, and then we can start moving forward with that, because our main mission is coordination, communication, and getting all these organizations to work together so that we aren't repeating the same effort.
Right. One thing, I would discuss this off air. We've been involved in a few things. Getting things organized, and I'm not talking gathering goods.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking just organizing people and places to get things moving is a nightmare. When we were going to Mayfield, we needed a facility to first, we throw it at, there you go. Hi, Dylan Terry. This is great information from Pamela. There you go. We needed a facility to store water because that's one of the basic necessities that you have to have. And when we heard that they had no water or anything like that in Kentucky, I threw out there online, hey, 24 hours we had 2 skids of water.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
So now we're like, I can barely
That's
put
fantastic.
a skid in here,
Yeah.
So digital wood carvers, those fine individuals over there, Corey called them and they said, got a hole. So we stacked water in there for 2 days. But without that, without that contact, we'd had nowhere to turn.
Yep.
We get lucky. We've got some good people in good places, and the Lord has blessed us when we come up on things. But that's not how it always works. You guys know that.
Oh, that's right.
So this is where you guys would come in to help say, hey, here's our resources. Here's what we need. Send this out to the volunteer army that's going to help out. Boom, let's make it happen.
And, when volunteers are coming in, we would have a volunteer registration, be able to assign people the different functions as
Try to
they
match
come in.
their skill set with the needs.
And, just try to put a little order in chaos.
Yeah. Right. That is so true. It's always a tough. Disasters are going to happen. We know that. We can't pinpoint when or where.
But it is. You're right.
But we have to have
It's when.
something in place. Yeah. Facility wise, are you guys looking at a main facility, or do you just are you going to have an office or a building or anything like that, or no?
Actually, we would, the COAD would have a representative that is in the EMS
EMS,
Command Center.
Yeah.
And that person would be responsible for communicating with the other teams and trying to do the coordination and direction of where things need to move.
Well, I think that this is something Port Sun would love to be maybe on the back end of it as far as getting the ball. We do that, but putting the information, certainly, I think that getting a town hall or getting the churches together and things like that.
Yeah, especially an inventory of what's available. Who has a hot kitchen that could be used in a disaster for feeding large numbers of
we had to go through that. We're back in our brain. It's 4-H and if you just other places, Christian.
Have we talked to the schools? Do the schools still have a hot lunchroom?
Right there, you go. All these are questions that you guys are going to have to do.
Exactly, and really an inventory of resources and what we have available and what can be used for this. And then a lot of it is planning. And the thing is, if you do some exercises and do kind of the walkthrough, everybody kind of has an idea. Okay, if this happens, this, and if not that, then this, and you can probably come out with a little better performance and a little better service for our community.
The clock ticks slow for me and you, but the people that are laying in their house or their bed with no power, no water, no food, it drags. They're starving, hungry, and there's no hope.
Well, especially, the other thing is we really need to, I know there's privacy issues, but it would be nice to have a registry of people dependent on oxygen, especially whenever you've got a long-term power failure and those people are going to need that. That can mean the difference between life and death.
What is the, I want to call it the Kennedy Center. West side of town. A lot of residents are older residents.
Yep.
They more than likely they're not. I don't think they can give you names. We have 40 residents, and they can give you that way. That way, it's a ballpark figure, but you're not HIPAA violation or something new.
Exactly.
You got to toe the line on all.
A lot of this, first responders
Yeah.
would also help us and tell us.
Right.
And then if we set up, we can get the information out about where people can call if they have specific needs. And then we can work with not only what volunteers we have, but first responders, because a lot of times, especially if we get hit, God forbid, with tornadoes,
Right.
you don't necessarily know that the roads are open because tree and debris exactly.
Right.
So we may be relying on first responders to deliver necessary things in a safe manner when you can't send volunteers out.
I always think, I know tornadoes are one thing, but always wintertime is more stressful.
Blizzard.
You get a blizzard, you get these cold snaps that we have. Some of these rural houses out in the country, you may not hear from them for 8-9 days, and they might be in a world of mess. No power, no nothing. Can't get out because they can't dig out. Power lines are down. Phones are satellite phones are out. That's where it gets scary.
And in the wintertime, cold is a lot more dangerous than heat.
Yes, it is.
A lot more people die of cold than they do of heat.
There's times when I feel like I'm dying of heat, but yeah, at least you can get inside and get out of sun. And if you don't have heat, you can't even go inside and get
That's exactly right.
And there's a lot of elderly that would need that. I think this is a necessity for our community. It's funny how COVID took it away from us there for a while, but I like your no two disasters are alike. I like that the impact of each is different. That's we need. I'm gonna get Beth to scan these, and well, you guys have these on your site, on your page. If not, I'm gonna get these scanned on our system, and I'll
Oh, that'd be
post
great.
these
I'm
on
not quite sure what Abby's done, if she's got these somewhere.
Yeah, Abby Worth is the staff
Oh,
at
okay.
the EMA, and she's really helping us take a lead and get this done. So,
Is Abby's involved with this?
oh
yeah.
yeah,
Where's she
Abby's
at?
key.
Why is she not in here?
She had a commitment tonight because I
Yeah.
called and said, "Hey, you're more than welcome to sit around this table."
Where's Brent? She should be in here too.
Well, we rely on Abby. Abby is
Abby
yeah.
Diane. That's yeah.
Hey, so here's kind of where we're at right now. Some people want to be engaged and help build the organization. Others want to be available if we're needed. Okay.
Right.
And so what we're doing now is trying to reach out and find those people who wants to be engaged now and what are your talents. I mean, we're looking for people to serve on a communications committee, volunteer coordinations committee, construction committee. And we're going maybe 2 at a time, and we're going through Facebook saying, hey, we're looking for people who may be interested in communication.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get a hold of those people and try to get them on a committee. We're going to roll out construction and finance and some others here in the next few weeks, and at least try to get an infrastructure
That's
put
your
together.
base, yeah.
Yeah, and then they can reach out to others they know, and maybe we can expand and have a good launch for a public meeting that way.
That sounds like a plan. So I know how we can help you. We can just keep pushing the issue on Facebook for you and get it on
And
the
we
site.
just need to keep you updated.
Yes. Honestly, I've told people this. I've got a big mouth and a large following, and we have good people working with us.
Oh, it sounds
And
like it.
Without the radio, and I'm not knocking anything, but not very many, or
No,
read the newspaper.
We don't. Not unless
It's-
we're traveling.
Yes, and so a lot of times if I listen to radio, it's Sirius or XM or whatever.
Exactly.
So the more information you give us, the more we can get out. And on a daily basis, I tell people. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, and then they'll come up and they're like, "Hey, we've got an event Friday, Saturday, and it's Friday afternoon." I'm like,
Yep.
I probably read it, but it didn't register, and I blew right over it. But if you see me or Beth or Corey, one of us is going to push it, guarantee it. And we try to do that all the time. So this is good stuff. I'm a weather junkie, and I got my weather guy coming on here at 9:00 anyway, and this is like the tornado from down in Evansville, honestly. The picture of just heartbreaking. If you're out there and you've never been involved and went through a disaster area, it is heartbreaking. We've had our share of storms here. We've had the flood, we've had the tornado that rip right through town, but that was small in comparison to what could happen. And I'm not being mean. The tornado went through Bowling Green and Mayfield and areas like that. I told when I got back, people were asking how bad. I said it was basically if I stood here at my house and looked at Gaddy's, Mr. Gaddy's, I said I could see Mr. Gaddy's from my house now,
my.
where you couldn't before. I said every tree was gone, every house was gone, and it was clean slate. I said so you could imagine how many people that community were in. Only 9 died. 9's too many.
Yep.
But out of all that, they only lost 9 folks. Amazing, and that was all from one little neighborhood. Amazing, that's all the deaths that were associated with that storm.
That was that candle factory, was it not? That's where the fatalities
No,
were.
these were
These were residents.
yeah, residents.
Okay.
I think 4 of them were residents. Now the other 5 may have come from the county. So yeah, you may be right. But it was all right there in a same little area.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
literally, there was houses like if Ike's house got destroyed, brick home, stick built, the one across the street, not a window, not.
Oh.
Brick house completely leveled, 20 feet, not a window, not. You're just sitting there looking down. How is
Ow.
that? How is that possible? Yeah. Anyway, I didn't mean to get off.
That's
Well, I also want to let you know that we're not alone in this. I mean, there's a Morgan County COAD, but there's also a state.
Okay.
Okay, and so it's called VOHAD, Volunteer Organizations
Ah.
Active in Disasters. And there's a national. So there's a infrastructure all the way up to national that we can pull resources from and get help from or get training from.
I did not know about any of this.
Yeah.
I
So-
apologize.
Yeah, we're
And-
not reinventing the wheel.
No.
We're just trying to make it work
Hey,
for us.
you know what? It's
And organizations like Salvation Army, Red Cross are members of the state and national. And so if we would have a problem with one of those agencies, we'd be reaching out to the state saying, hey, we need Red Cross down here. What's the problem?
right.
Okay. And that could go all the way to the national. But I mean, so we have help. And other COADs meet. We meet with, will be in the future meeting with other COADs. I already received notices from Hancock and that has got a very effective COAD. And so we're trying to learn from them.
Hancock County, that's
That's
Greenfield.
No, east.
Oh,
It's
okay, that's
Greenfield.
east. Then. That's
Mhm.
right. Greenfield's out that way. I've got a niece that lives out her husband's.
And it was interesting that with the riots and that Indianapolis and Marion County was suffering.
Yeah.
Okay, Hancock COAD was actually put on alert to see if they could help if things got too bad.
Wow.
So
Does
that's
Marion County have a COAD?
I would think so.
You would
Yeah.
you would hope so.
I would think so.
But Hancock County was coming to the rescue.
Well, because they were selected as a backup
Right.
because of their strength. Okay,
Right.
and so if we can learn from them, but that shows you how we would work with other counties if it's bad enough that our county needed help. We automatically have other counties that have an infrastructure that they could pull on their resources to help
Right.
us too. So
Hello, Teresa. Very interesting. I had never even heard of it, and I apologize. Morgan County COAD, through partnership with the Morgan County EMA, is active in assisting all phases of emergency management, from prevention, preparedness, it's easy for me to say, to recovery and mitigation. That's those are all steps that are all needed when something goes wrong, unfortunately.
well, and it's serious. It is a long-term recovery effort. I mean, some of the things that just hit Texas it's going to be years. Okay.
Right.
But once the long-term recovery process starts, I mean, we're there to help it get started, and we're there to see that last person get done.
That's magnificent. Well, we could have used you the last couple of years, I can tell you that. We could have used you about a month and a half, 2 months ago, too. When the tornadoes did come through, it was chaotic at the start. Just being honest, I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus, but there's never a shortage of volunteers.
Oh no!
And you gentlemen both know that.
Yep.
And the minute that word went out that we needed volunteers, things started falling in place quickly. And matter of fact, by the time the national help did arrive, we gladly accepted it, but we were well on our way, you know. But as I told you guys off air, the logistics of getting those things moved, it was like pushing an elephant. And it's just because nobody communicates, nobody's communicating, nobody's making. Hey, here's our A, B, and C plan. This is what we're doing. We're not going another step further, and that's where I think.
Well, that's what the beauty of this is designed for anyway. The COAD is to bring those organizations together and coordinate, cooperate, and communicate.
I thought I read that somewhere.
Yeah.
That's a good phrase.
And
right
then
there.
do it all over again.
Right. Rinse, wash,
Just keep
repeat.
doing it till we get it right.
Until we get it done.
Any hand that's reaching out to help anybody else, got it right, wrong, or all squared away, but it's always a good thing. Gentlemen, is there anything else you'd like to hit on? Gus?
No,
That's
man.
it.
We could go on forever, but
Oh, no, that's fine.
We'll take advantage of individual skills, but
Yeah, when we
if
come
they
back-
just got a good heart and want to help,
You're
we've
looking
got a
for
place for 'em.
organizations or people or anybody that would like to be involved in joining up with COAD and to help out in the county. It's community organizations active in disaster.
That's exactly
and we'll be
right,
putting
Kevin.
out a a form where they can let us know through Facebook that their company would be interested, and here's their liaison. We can do the paperwork for them. We just need to know names and contact information.
And who's wanting to come?
Yep. And then we can begin to search their interest and see how involved they want to be, ongoing or just periodic, and go from there.
Definitely got to get a hold of churches.
Yeah, we do.
I think location-wise, when anything, shelters immediate in food and waters, they're also, you got to have locations to do it. You look at your faiths, your Hoosier Harvest, and your Liberties, and your places like that. Those are locations.
Tabernacle,
and other.
They've been involved initially with the board and still are.
Mr. Zempel out there, that's a massive structure. Yeah. Well, I will tell you this: we will stay involved, stay in touch. I will get this either off your site or from Beth or from Abby, and get this posted. See if we can't get you guys some organizations.
And maybe we can come back and give you periodic updates.
Yes, sir. I don't have an issue with that at all. If you want to do it monthly, let me know or holler at Beth, one of us, and we can say, hey, real quick, they're going to be in tonight. They got this going on, and we're working towards a meeting or a town hall, September, October, November, something like that.
Yep. Okay. Fantastic. Thank
you,
you,
gentlemen.
Kevin. Thank you so much.
Hey,
this is
my
awesome.
pleasure. This is this stuff's near and dear to me. This is, like I said, our group has been involved. It's not how we started out. We didn't. This idea in my mind was to have just a chubby guy sit here and talk to people once a week and have fun with it. And a friend of ours passed away, and we did a fundraiser for him.
Aww.
And no, you are in so much trouble. You have no idea how much trouble you're in, young lady. I had no clue that Abby was involved in this, and I'm racking my brain all day. I was like, I've never heard of this. Who's involved here? And in the conversation, one of the gentlemen go, well, Abby has to set this up. I was like, oh no. I've known Abby a while. Good family, good people.
Yeah.
Brent and all of them. The whole 9 yards. But anyway, and Brighton and the whole mess, and everybody involved out there. It's the good folks. So anyway, this wasn't what we started out to do, but we did a fundraiser, raise money for it, and it just snowballs. And I tell people, God opens doors in mysterious ways to me.
Yes, He did.
And some of the folks that I've met, just like you two gentlemen, I would have never had the opportunity to meet either before. And I can give you a list of people that we've crossed paths now, turned out to help other individuals. And that is what keeps. There's times where it's slow and there's not a lot of news going on, and I got to schedule. I get 5 people scheduled and 4 of them back out, and I'm like, okay, then I have a busy week at work and I don't feel like doing it. Then days like this come up and work. You guys could affect the whole community, entire Morgan County with work. That is as important as it gets. Happy to be involved. We will help out any way we can. And then this one is in so much trouble. You might need to replace it. So
she's irreplaceable.
She's got a beauty pageant.
Yeah, well, that's the excuse we're gonna let her. I had the 2 contestants from the fair in here last night. So.
I'll just be honest that Abby working with us, we're training her how easy it is to nail Jell-O to a tree.
Right. There you go. Next time you come in, if she's not in that seat right there, it's off. I'm just telling you right now. Abigail, you're in trouble. Oh no, she's an outstanding young lady.
Morgan County's lucky.
You guys got a good one there.
So, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So good for y'all. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in tonight. We will stay in touch. We will certainly do this again. And like I said, once a month, if you want to come in and update, we can. I'll follow up on this with Beth and others. I will be there next time. We're going to hold her to those words.
Okay.
Exactly.
It may be a quarter instead of once a month.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. So, but whatever you guys want to work out, we'll make it happen. So. Anyway, thank you so much for coming in. Thanks you guys for tuning in tonight. Love you guys. I'll probably be back on in about an hour with Zach from Indiana Storm Hunters, and we're going to talk a little bit about weather, which could lead to stuff like this right here. Thank you guys so much. We will see you soon.
Thank you all.
Thank you.